While some are forced to use a shovel to clear their driveways, Andrew Vanek has found a different, some may even say innovative way to clear the snow.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and get this snow melted.
Vanek says he got his flamethrower last summer, and with the recent snowfall, he saw it as the perfect opportunity to start a business.
My wife was like, what do you really need a flamethrower for? And I'm like, why don't you need a flamethrower? Everybody needs a flamethrower. Camping, fires, you know, and then snow hit, and we're like, let's go melt some snow. So we're out melting snow.
After posting a video on social media of their work that gained over 60,000 views, they've been getting calls left and right.
We're overbooked. We have 30 to 40 houses right now that wants us to be there now. So there's no way we're going to hit them all, but we're trying to get as many as we can in.
According to Vanek, using the flamethrower is perfectly safe as long as you have a little common sense.
Not pointing at the house, any kind of brush or trees or, you know, anybody's flowers or anything, which they're frozen now anyway.
Vanek says at the end of the day, he loves getting out the flamethrower and getting the job done.
It's awesome. It's awesome. I mean, it's a man thing. If you got a big flamethrower in your hands, you feel unstoppable.
After talking to Mr. Vanek about the proper way to use this thing as well as safety precautions, I think it's time someone like myself gives it a go. If I can do it, you can definitely do it. So let's see how this does. It's pretty fun, Mr. Vanek. What do you think?
It's awesome. I love it.
In Cape Girardeau, Blake Showalter, Heartland News. Now, as fun as that was, I checked in with KPD earlier today to make sure all this was actually legal, and to my pleasant surprise, all of it is legal, but they do urge you, if you are going to use a tool such as a flamethrower to clear out your driveway, please be cautious and please be careful. Jeff and Kathy, back to you.